And with that, Austin Ekeler, Chargers running back, 6 years, joining us live. He led the NFL last year with 20 scrimmage touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor's one of these guys. There are guys that know how to get into the end zone. And you may think it's random or it's luck. I don't believe it is. I think there are guys that can sense that zone. So give me your secret sauce on that, because you can smell that goal line. What is it?
Hey, first off, I want to say thanks for having me on the show.
You bet.
But yeah, getting into the zone 20 times, you don't really think about it as it going through the season, but really for me, it's always been about efficiency, right? And then when you get in the red zone, what does efficiency look like? Well, that's maximizing how many times you can get into the end zone. And, we did some moves up front, made some moves up front with the O-line, and then we had Jay Herb throwing me the ball. So it was kind of a two-headed horse as far as how you want me to get in there. And we definitely utilized me last year to do it. So looking forward to doing it again.
So Herbert was like a 4.2 biology major. He was a tutor in college. So the great news is this can be a really complicated offense, because you can really – he's like Andrew Luck. There's Russell Wilson. There's guys you can just keep putting stuff on their plate. So do you notice it? And you got some young guys now. This offense is got layers to it that maybe not every team can have.
Yeah, and I've had experience, my first 3 years in the league were with Phillip Rivers. So seeing a guy who's been doing it for, as long as anybody, and seeing that actual, knowledge of the game put in at the quarterback position where we're in real time at practice, changing plays, changing routes, and then carrying that into the game. I've seen that coming to a rookie quarterback now. I've been with him for 3 years, and I've seen his growth. And we have Joe Lombardi back, so we have the same offense. And, like you said, he's a smart guy. He's very dedicated to playing this game and being the best he can be. So I've seen his development over the years. It's still going to take time because it's a very complicated spot. That's why it's really hard to find good ones out there that can do both things. But he's on the right path. And like you said, we're seeing some more growth out of him year to year, and we have weapons around him. So it's going to be pretty dangerous this year.
You were the only player in the league last year that had 600 rushing yards and 600 receiving, and that is a big deal. So my takeaway is nobody wants to pay running backs, but I'll pay a running back if he can do both, if he can be part of my passing game. So when you go back to your high school and college, did you develop into it, or did you always have good mitts, always have good hands?
I think it came from basketball, track, all the different sports that I was playing, baseball. I think I just had really good hand-eye coordination, and it was just pretty athletic. So it wasn't even like I was catching a bunch of passes back in high school and college. They could just hand it to me, and that was just as effective. But it wasn't until I got more into the league, which you see a lot more, passing than running, whereas I had to adapt. And that's like I said, with Phillip, he's not a running quarterback, so he's looking to dump it down. So that's where I got my start, and really what put me on the map is being able to catch the ball.
When you first got to the Chargers, O-line was a bit of a struggle. Now Rashawn Slater is just a dude. You stole the Packers center. Then you got a guy from the Steelers. Your offensive line now is men. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, you tell me, you go back, and I'm not knocking anybody, but 2 years ago it was a little all over the place. As a running back, do you notice it last year when you got the ball? Were the holes bigger?
More consistent, I would say. Not that they were bigger, because, it's hard to get big holes in the NFL, no matter who your offensive line is, but more consistent, right? People not losing cross-face, people not, being in the wrong spot, things like that. And then, we've been dealing with injuries, too, in the past few years. And last year we were able to, keep our O-line together, which is huge. And then, bringing in Zion this year, Rashawn having the year that he had last year, and just having Corey running the offense. Just having Corey alone takes a lot of pressure off of Justin, because he's able to take up some of the responsibility that you'd see in maybe some of the older quarterbacks in the league as far as protections and things like that, and looking at the fronts. So that just allows us to play, and like you said, add more layers onto our offense, which makes us even more capable of things on the fly and being able to get up there, get set, run the plays efficiently, make the defense have to hurry up, which gives us the slight advantage.
Yeah. By the way, you're how do you stay healthy? I remember when I was a kid. You won't even remember this because you're a young guy. You got your life ahead of you. I'm an old guy. But there was a running back named Franco Harris, and he was the first running back that would run out of bounds. He's like, I'm not taking these extra hits. And I remember as a kid thinking, why doesn't everybody do that? Like, I don't know. First of all, you can fumble more if you get hit. Second of all, why take a shot from a strong safety if you don't have to? Do you think about that? You play the position, Austin, the last position on offense. I can hit you from any angle, high, low. You can't do that with receivers, tight ends, quarterbacks. Do you think about that? Do you have little tricks to avoid hits to age better?
Yeah, it's about knowing how to get hit, and it's different for everyone is the thing because, I have a smaller frame, I'm 5'8", so I have a lot of built-in leverage, as I like to call it, right? I'm going to get low. Just my run style in general is very low, so I'm able to protect my lower body because I use my shoulder pads. I'm able to, make those business decisions, which I didn't as a rookie, in my younger ages, where you're talking about, hey, you're coming up to the sideline, there's two guys running at you, you probably go out of bounds on that one instead of trying to take these guys head on. Those are just business. And you see that, I've seen that more and more actually, from some of the older receivers. Keenan, I think, does a really good job at it. Knowing when the ride's over is what one of my coaches used to say, when it's like, hey, look, you got the ball in your hands. There's three guys around you. Go down. Right. Go down, and there's situations, if it's fourth and short, you got to get another yard, you'll go for it. But it's about being smart, understanding the situation and knowing when you need to take those extra hits because it's just like anything else. Things compound, right? So those hits will start adding up, and especially towards the end of the year, you're going to be feeling those. So
the Rams win the Super Bowl. How does that play to you? They play in the same stadium. You're in the same town. You can't root for them, can you? How's it play?
I don't think I'm rooting for anyone besides ourselves. We're I call it a crowded neighborhood out here in LA. We have a lot of entertainment going on, not just football. Even during the football season. So, it's our job to make it as exciting as we can. And that means, scoring points, on the offensive side, getting into the community also matters. Like I said before, a little compound of interest, making sure it's a slow build. LA is a team that once they get behind you, they'll have your back, but you got to earn that. And, with the Rams, getting it done last year, they definitely have a leg up as far as in the community, as far as the bandwagoners, so to speak. And so, it is what it is. It's a competitive atmosphere. That's why we're here to play football. That's why we're here, so we can compete, and we'll do it again this year. So Herbert, I saw a picture of him the other day. Dude is all yoked up. It looks like he gained about 12 pounds. Seriously. And I was thinking, that dude already throws like a heater. And sometimes, and I was thinking to myself, Justin, you gotta use the curveball. If you ever said to Justin, hey, I'm just a running back. Can you slow it? Can you give me your off-speed stuff a little, Justin? No chance, man. No chance. Look, he's a young guy. Just give me the ball. However you give me the ball, I'm going to catch it. And look, I'm going to make good things happen. So, no, he definitely puts some heat on it. And, it's something you got to get acclimated to with Justin right now. That's one of those things that he'll start to learn, I think, as he gets older, is just having ball speed, knowing when I need to rip it in there, which, he does a good job of right now. But definitely there's some where I'm just like, man, he slung that thing and it'll go through the receiver's hands. Sheesh. Man. But it also helps him, too, because, if we got it out to the field, and he's ripping a 30-yard pass for 5 yards down the field, and he does not give a defender a chance to undercut that thing because of how much velocity is on the ball. So it's a special talent to be able to do, and it's a quick release too. So definitely an advantage for us. 1,600 yards nearly rushing, a great receiver, 20 touchdowns from Western Colorado, now playing at SoFi Stadium. What a journey for Austin Ekeler. Impossible not to root for you, my man. Great seeing you again. You look healthy. Now, by week 13, You're going to be all beat up with Band-Aids and eye patches on, but you look great today. Hey, I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to that, man. That's why I do this. Looking forward to the journey of hardship, going through it with the team. That's what makes the memories. That's what makes it worth it for us. So I appreciate you having me on, and looking forward to next time. All right. Austin Ekeler, L.A. Chargers running back. He defines why the NFL is great. Undrafted, small school, 20 touchdowns. The other guy that did that went to Wisconsin, football power. All shapes, all sizes, all backgrounds. Guy's unbelievable player. Played at Western Colorado. Can you imagine, if you were a scout, right? And you sit down in the off season and you watch this running back from Western Colorado. And you're like, guys, I think he's better than Notre Dame's running backs. He's better than Alabama's running backs. Maybe not Alabama's. And you're sitting there and you walk into your coach and you're like, he's playing in front of 1,200 people.
Yeah, I do not envy scouts.
You have to say, I think the world missed on him. Look at his hands. Look at him running. To be that good from Western Colorado. Well, yesterday we had Danny Amendola on, undrafted. Austin Ekeler.
That's what I'm saying. The college game is so different than the pro game.
I think a lot of it, to be honest with you, and I've talked to coaches, can you come in, learn a system quickly, adapt, because this league has no patience. I mean, God, Matt Rule was in year 2, halfway through it, and there are rumors, owner's done.
Mike McCarthy had a 12-5 season last year. People are asking the first question.
So, like,
he's getting asked as if he's getting fired.
So can you come out, I mean, like Nick Saban coaches guys hard. They walk into the NFL, not only talented, but they know the pro game.
Well, it's ruthless, it's a different game, and it's much faster. So can your body adjust to it? Can you adjust to a new world? The pressure is different. Yeah.
And nobody is patient.
No.
We're already banging on Belichick, the greatest coach ever. Wolf and Shepherd is a dress you made. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.